Hello everyone and welcome back to Manga Goblin. I'm Trix of course, and this is the basement, and today we're going to look at something quite interesting. We're going to be looking at some Pixiv comics that got turned into a series. Now this series has an anime which is just out this season, so I thought it might be interesting to go back to the very original source material of Nagatoro-San, or please don't bully me Nagatoro as it became. Nagatoro-San was written by a doujin artist, sometimes known as Nanashi or 774. It started in 2011 on August the 15th and ended on December 25th, 2015. There are only 3 characters in the Pixiv comics. There are Hayase Nagatoro, who becomes the main female character in Nagatoro-San, Hayachi, who is the male protagonist who becomes senpai in Nagatoro-San, and Ichiro Nagatoro, Nagatoro's brother, which has not appeared yet in the main manga or the anime. Now, the 5 issues, because there's only 5 issues, are much different but similar to the manga and the anime. How are they similar? Well, they have the same characters, they have the same kind of starting thing, a kohai bullying a senpai character. What is not the same is Nagatoro's sadism is turned up to 11 and then ramps up to 25. This is something Nagatoro only does in the first couple of chapters of the manga, of the serialized manga. 3 of the 5 issues are done in first person perspective, which means you're looking at it from the senpai, Hayachi's point of view. So let's look at issue 1. Issue 1, we have a sort of interaction between the 2 characters, and Nagatoro's sadism here is her bullying him, her mind breaking him, her being so sadistic that I think it goes beyond bullying and into hazing territory. Nagatoro in the manga only bullies senpai maybe 2 to 3 times, and they are never as brutal as they are here. She wins a medal, and she wants to thank him for supporting her during a sports competition. Now, this appears quite innocent in the beginning. She starts to tease him a little bit, and then she starts to mock him as a creep, and then he basically declares his love for her, and they start going out at the end of this issue. People who go on about Nagatoro's sadism or bullying in the anime and in the manga have probably never read these comics, and if you're one of those people, you should look at them, because there are some scanlations out there, and they became available in the illustration book that was published later. So while they are on Pixiv, on 774's Pixiv, and while they are on some scanlation sites, they're also available in the illustration manga that was released later. She calls him gross, and I want to note the artwork in this issue. It's very scratchy, it's very primal. He uses a lot of visual effects to display senpai's feelings, and this is a theme with 774 and Nanashi. He uses a lot more visual clues in these Pixiv issues than he does in the manga. In my opinion, I like the Pixiv far more, because we don't really have many teasing mangas. We don't. We have maybe 1 or 2 maybe I can think of that go to this level. But this is something that if you're a fan of Nagatoro and have never read, I think you should give it a go. So that's issue 1. Issue 2 is in a sort of visual novel type thing, and she basically shows Senpai a picture of her and a boy, and she says, "Oh, I'm leaving you, Senpai, I'm going out with this boy." However, this boy is her brother, and he's quite nice to Senpai. He's like, "Don't include me in your games, Hayase, I'm not," basically. And it's really interesting because we have this character who calls Nagatoro out. In the third one, it's very physically abusive. She kicks him a lot, and the art style changes again, and it's a little more what you find in the manga, but there is no Noodle Toro, which a lot of people like and a lot of people see in the manga. Oh, there's a picture here, we have Noodle Toro, but that doesn't happen in the Pixiv drawings. In issue 4, they go on a Christmas date, and it's slightly Christmassy. She mocks him for the gift he gives her, and when they go out, they go to a ramen kiosk, and Nagatoro taunts him for it not being very Christmassy, though the ramen restaurant does appear later on in the manga series, as does a can of coffee that one of the characters is seen drinking in one of the issues. I think it's issue 5 here. In issue 5, it's more manga style. Senpai doesn't have glasses here. Obviously, it's supposed to be the same character, but Heihachi's named in Pixiv comic, he's not named in the thing. Issues 3 and 5 are the only 2 issues they're not done in first person perspective. Nanashi, or 774, experiments far more with colour, far more with style in these 5 comics than he does in the main series, as I've said, which I think is to the Pixiv drawings credit, or to its bonus. It adds something to it. So let's give it a score. Now, I like this. I like it more than the manga because it has far more. It's far more unique. It's far more interesting, and the 5 issues take place over a significant period of time. In the 5th issue, Nagatoro is obviously much older, maybe pushing 18. In the 1st issue, maybe they're in middle school. It's never clear on the ages of the 2 characters here, or what years of school they're in, so they could be in from middle school to high school, of any age frame. Again, there is a relationship and on the end of issue 1 here, and it goes from issue 1 to issue 5, despite Nagatoro's viciousness and taunting. Nagatoro is one of the big 3, with Anju, with Uzaki-chan, and her being the 3 big teasing mangas that were released at a similar time, and all authors are great friends with each other. Going back to what I would give it, I would give this 4.5 out of 5, simply because it's a unique idea, it's done well, it's very interesting, and it was a risk, and I believe it paid off. It's very rare that a risk like this pays off, and a well-known doujin artist, 774, broke into mainstream manga, he got an anime, and he can only be applauded for that. When I come to review the main manga and the anthology series that come out, I will be coming back to the doujin series, so obviously there's going to be some cross between the 3 videos or 4 videos, depending on how many anthology series there are out now. Okay then, so 4.5 out of 5. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have a great day, and take care.